Are you feeling overwhelmed by clutter, stressed about your finances, or just wanting a more simple life? If so, you are in the right place. Hi, my name is Jen, and if you're new to this channel, I have been decluttering my home for a couple of years now, and I've said it before, decluttering my house has brought so many changes into my life for the better, and I am so thankful that I am on this journey. My plan for 2025 is to do a no spend January and then a low buy rest of the year. And I am so excited to share that with you. This is not about deprivation or just living a very boring life. It is all about bringing in what truly matters and saving for the things that you actually really want in life, whether that is paying off debt, saving up for a family vacation, or just building your emergency fund finally that you've been wanting to do, so you can have the peace of mind that that money is there and available just in case you need it. So in January, we are going to only spend money on our mortgage, our utility bills, any of our monthly bills that we have. I am not stopping any streaming services. We only pay for a few of them that we do actually use, since I have already decluttered certain things that we've not used in the past. So I am going to keep all of our subscriptions that we use for like Netflix and things like that. Groceries, and one caveat about the groceries is our grocery budget for a family of now 4 living in the house is about $800 a month. And I've been able to stick to that now for about a year, other than maybe a couple of times a year where during the holidays we spent a little bit more than I wanted to. But I'm really going to utilize my pantry, which if you've seen my videos, you'll know that I have a pretty large pantry that I need to use up. We also have things in our freezer that we need to use. But the one thing that I am going to allow myself, if we go over a little bit of the budget, is to maybe start buying things like frozen pizzas, which I don't usually buy. Just to have a quick and easy dinner if we need it. We don't really eat out that often. Maybe once a month, once every couple of months, we'll order out a pizza and some fries. And just doing that cost over $100 for us with the food and the tip. So I'm going to allow myself to purchase a few of those things for the freezer just for quick and easy dinners if we need them. But I'm still hoping to spend around the $800 mark, and my goal is to even lower that as the year goes on. And the other thing that we do is anytime our paychecks come in, I automatically take 30% of that and put that into a savings account, which I'm going to continue doing, even though my goal is going to be to put a lot more into savings, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm just going to automatically take that 30% and put it into savings. So over the last couple of months during the holidays, I kind of got back into the habit of stopping at the convenience store, picking up a couple snacks here and there, and I'm going to be cutting all of that out. No more Amazon shopping, no more just going and picking out random things from the stores. We are on a full no-buy January. Now, for the rest of the year, my plan is to do a low spend. So there's certain things in the house that I know that I have enough to last at least the next year. So my plan is to make sure that we're not going out and purchasing those things and that we're just actually using up what we still have at home. So for me, some of my weaknesses is food, pantry staples, things like that. I've gone through and done an inventory of exactly what we have. We recently bought a new deep freezer, so that is finally all organized. Hopefully that video will be out next week for you. And then also cleaning supplies. I love cleaning supplies, but I have plenty to last us at least a year, if not more. And I will show you really quickly what our cleaning supply area looks like. I have plenty to get us through for the all-purpose cleaners, the dish soap, hand soaps, dishwasher tablets, bathroom cleaners, all of that kind of stuff. I do not need to purchase at all this year. I will not be buying any kind of home decorations, with the exception of, we do need some curtains in our bedroom. We recently switched our rooms. I have bought the curtain rods. I just have not found the right curtains yet that I want. So when I find those, I will allow myself to purchase those. And I've also been looking for just some very simple artwork for the bedroom, but I haven't found anything that I really love yet. So if I do end up finding those, I'm going to allow myself to buy those, but I will not buy anything else for decorations for the house. That includes any kind of holiday decorations. We have plenty to decorate for the fall and Christmas time next year, so I do not need anything else for holiday decorations. We stopped decorating for all of the other holidays a couple of years ago, so I think I'm good in that category. I also have plenty of kitchen gadgets, utensils, anything that we need to cook in this house. I have it. I have decluttered everything in the house that I don't want, and I have left what we still use for cooking, baking, large family meals. Any of it that I need, I already have. So I'm just going to make sure that if I see something that looks really cool, I am not going to be tempted to buy that thing. I'm also not going to buy anything like candles or any kind of fragrances. We have some wax melts left over, and I will just continue to use those up. I think I have plenty to last me the year. I really haven't been lighting a lot of candles anyways, so I don't think that's going to be too hard of an issue for me going forward. Cookbooks is another one for me that I love. I have an area in the kitchen where I keep my cookbooks. I did purchase a couple of new ones this past year. I am just going to make sure that I'm bringing those out and actually cooking them, using them up, and I am not going to allow myself to buy any new cookbooks. I personally hate clothes shopping. If you're someone who's really into fashion or clothes, that may be something that's a challenge for you. For me, I do not like shopping. I did end up purchasing a few new things this past year, but I got rid of a ton of stuff in my closet to make room for that. So I think I have personally plenty of clothes to get me through at least the next year. The only caveat for that for me is I do need a couple of new work uniforms at some point. I've been kind of putting it off for the last few months. They're getting a little bit old, so I will at some point need to purchase some new work clothes and maybe even some new work shoes, because it's been years since I've bought a new pair, and it's just getting to the point where I do need to replace them. But as far as personal clothes, shoes, I don't need anything else for myself. My middle son, I think, is pretty well taken care of for clothes. He actually really loves clothes. It's something that's important to him, but he has plenty of new clothes from the start of the year, and he got some more stuff for Christmas, so I think he's all set. My youngest son, on the other hand, may need a few things here and there throughout the year, but I'm going to be really intentional about what we're actually buying. I want to share a couple of tips to make this a really successful low buy, no buy 2025 for all of us, right? I want us all to be successful in this journey, and I want us all to get to the end of the year with so much, just being in so much of a better financial situation, having less stuff cluttering up our houses, and feeling good that we were able to accomplish such a huge thing. I will share my own personal reasons, and a couple of them are, I recently had to purchase a new car. My husband and I had our cars paid off for a few years, and it was amazing. I promised myself that I was never going to get a car payment again. Unfortunately, with the prices right now of even used cars, that just wasn't possible. Because we had been getting better with our financial situation, I had been putting more money aside to save, so I was able to put a pretty large chunk down payment down for the car, but the prices of the used cars with like 150,000 miles was just incredible, and I could not risk having a car that was going to fail on me or need a bunch of repairs. So we made the choice to buy a used car. It's about 4 years old, but I still have a car payment, and I'm really upset about that. I never wanted a car payment again. So one of my biggest reasons for doing this is I really would like to get this car paid off as quick as possible. I did take out a 5-year car loan, but I'm hoping to get it paid off in 3 years, maybe even 2 if I can really buckle down. I think I can do it much sooner. So if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing or just kind of hearing along the way, I will keep you updated. And maybe if I get it paid off early, that would inspire someone else out there to just really buckle down and put all of that extra money that you're able to save, not buying a bunch of random stuff that you probably don't need anyways, and putting it towards your debt of some sort. Years ago, we had student loans, and my husband's student loans, we didn't think that we were ever going to be able to pay off. It was kind of just like, oh, well, we'll just keep paying the monthly payment on them forever. And that's kind of how we used to think, until we were able to really buckle down and make extra payments on them, and we got them paid off last year or the year before. But it was just such a great feeling to be able to finally pay off those things that we thought we were going to be paying on for a very long time, and realizing that we were able to do it even though it didn't feel like it at the time. So for me, that is my number one goal, is to get my car paid off sooner than anticipated. My next goal is to rebuild up our emergency fund. We did pull from it to put the down payment on the car, but I would really like to get it back up to kind of where it was. So we have that security if something goes on in the house, or if we need a big chunk of money, that we have it readily available to us. There really is no better sense of feeling secure than having a little nest egg in case you do need it. I will also just put it out there. I know it's not necessarily relevant to this particular video, but I would just like to say that if you're someone who's not really good with finances, it is possible to improve your finances. I used to be somebody who, according to Caleb Hammer, would have never been a credit card person. And that's because I used to just get credit cards, rack up till I couldn't put any more money on there. And then I was just spending like the very bare minimum to get them paid off every month. So much interest was accruing. And I never thought that I would be able to get out of credit card debt. I eventually ended up going through a company several years ago to help me pay everything off. And I paid off about $25,000 worth of credit card debt. So for years, I actually did not get another credit card. I just kind of thought like that's something that I shouldn't have. I'm obviously not responsible enough to use it, until I started going through this journey and just taking the time to learn more about finances. Being financially educated was a huge thing for me to start learning. So now I have credit cards. I use them very responsibly. I never carry a balance over. And it's really just changed everything about how I spend money. I stick to my budget. I love budgeting. It's something that brings me actually a ton of joy. And it just feels really good to finally be better with money, even though I don't have a ton of extra money. Just what we do have, knowing how to spend it responsibly. So we pretty much always have what we need when we need it. And big purchases, even if I could take the money and just buy it outright, we choose not to. We choose to talk about what we need to buy for larger purchases and then put money aside monthly for that purchase until we're able to come up with the whole thing. So we just bought a new freezer for our basement. I did not just take the money from our bank account. We saved for it over a couple of months and we just bought the new freezer. So just things like that. It kind of gets you out of the habit of just clicking on things to add to your cart for instant gratification, and it gets you out of those bad habits. So if you're someone who needs help doing that, there's tons of financial videos out there, books, podcasts that you can always go to and look at for different financial advice, and kind of work in baby steps to get yourself out of debt and into a more secure future for yourselves. So if you would like to do a low buy or no buy year with me, I hope that you will join me. Some quick tips to get you through it is to use up what you have. Do you have extra makeup, extra beauty supplies, extra skincare? Just go through your cabinets and try to use up the things that you have. Try to come up with different ideas for family nights that you can do for free. For example, if you do have streaming services, maybe just do a movie night at home. It's I find it a lot more comfortable than going out to the movies personally, because I'm able to stay in my pajamas. We can eat what we want, use the bathroom when we want to. We don't have to worry about sitting next to other people that we don't know. So we just love doing things like that at home. You can play board games with your family. I'm sure you have a few extra board games around that you can make a really fun night out of it. If the weather is nice, you can go outside, take a walk, go into the park. There's all types of things that you can do for free. I know in this area over the summer, there's always like free concerts and things like that outside. So just coming up with free activities that you can do that you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money, that can always be something that's worthwhile doing. If you're somebody that likes to go out and eat different types of food, maybe you can learn how to make some of those recipes at home, even if you use some of the ingredients that you have all of the time, and don't necessarily go out and buy all those ingredients that are just one time that you're probably not going to use again. Maybe you can substitute it for something else, but coming up with a fun way to have some new recipes at home to kind of give you that experience of going out and trying different foods, but you're doing it for much cheaper, and it's something that you can do with your family. So if you are tired of having a bunch of clutter fill up your homes, living paycheck to paycheck, I hope that you will give some of these things a try for yourself and your family, and let me know how they go. Let me know if you're planning to do a low buy or no buy year for 2025 in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. If you have any other tips, certainly share them. I think it'll be really fun if we can do this together, and I will keep you posted along the way as well, let you know how I did. Another really cool tip that I've heard is take the purchases that you would normally just go out and buy, keep a little notebook or do it on your phone in a notes app. Every time your instinct is to buy that thing, just write it down, write the amount, and then at the end of the month, kind of tally up how much you would have spent, and you'll know how much that you're able to save and put it towards different goals that you may have for yourself. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.